I wanted to talk for a minute about how hard mechanical watch repair can be. For a hot minute now, I've had some struggles. I wanted to talk a little bit about how learning mechanical watch repair isn't always easy. So this is story time. Let me just start out at the beginning of some of the watches and some of the trials that I've been through recently. I had this little mechanical watch, a little lady's watch, that I wanted to repair for my sister for our birthday. And it was literally less than a week till our birthday. So I took this thing apart. It was not running at all. It's broken. Took it apart, cleaned it, oiled it, movement, like everything. It didn't even look rusty. There wasn't a whole bunch of oil anywhere. I put it back together and I realized that the hairspring on the balance wheel was it was pretty bent. So I was like, I've never done this before, but I'm going to take the hairspring off and I'm going to see what I can do. You know, it was a place to start. So I took it off and I was working on it, and it's a lady's watch, so that hairspring is so fine and so delicate, and I was having a hard time, but I was still going at it. These are things that I want to learn how to do. I tried my hand at it for a few nights, and time ran out, and I couldn't fix it for my sister in time. So I put it on hold. I was gonna come back to it and see if I could watch some tutorials and stuff on how to fix hairsprings. And in the meantime, I was just like, I really want to open up another watch. I had this beautiful old vintage watch and it was so dirty and I wanted to clean it and I wanted to fix it, and it was also not working. It was also not working at all. So I took it apart and I cleaned it, and I had such a hard time cleaning this thing. Oh my gosh, I ran it through my cleaning cycles like 3 or 4 times. It was so dirty, and then in the end I just had to manually clean every piece, which takes a really long time. So I did that, and it was, it was better. And I put it all back together and oiled all the little pieces underneath the microscope, because I had learned about the importance of over oiling. It was running. I got it running. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it's running. Now what I have to do is make sure it's running correctly, right? Yeah, that's what I did. So I noticed that the hairspring was a little messed up, so I went to work on that, and I did a pretty good job. The hairspring, it took a lot of little micro adjustments because I was learning the placements, and everything had to be aligned perfectly. Got it all back together, and it was running better. I got the rate and the beat error better, but every time that I took it up and moved it a little bit, it would stop running. So I was just like, okay, there's got to be something here. So I took it apart and really looked at all the pieces under the microscope, and I was just like, I think that, the staff has been. So I asked my friend, and they're like, yep, you're gonna have to restaff that, the staking set. And I'm like, oh,
I don't have a staking set.
Which I really want a staking set because I want to learn how to do this. I would have to, do restaffing on it, take the whole thing completely apart and put it all back together. I wanted to get a vintage one, like a nice complete set. So I did some digging for a little while and ended up finding one. It was complete and I got it, and I was so excited. I wanted to do an unboxing video. I took it out of its box and realized the staking set was so much smaller than I was originally thinking. Like, I've just seen pictures and videos of it, and I thought it was like this big old thing. Like, this tiny little box. I got it, did the unboxing video, and a couple things went wrong. The audio somehow had went completely out on it, and my camera kept turning off. I don't know why. I don't know why I kept doing that, but it did. And once I got it out of the box and everything, I realized that the person who had it before was using it for leather work. So there was leather pieces, like bits and stuff all over, stuck in all the holes. And then it was rusted. Like so many of the steaks had a lot of rusting. And I was just like, oh no, like I can't use it until I clean it. And I don't know how to do that. So I tried watching some videos, but couldn't really find too much. I asked my friend about it, and he told me that I need, you know, some steel wool, and I wanted to get a deruster. And so I ordered these parts, and I was like, I was so excited to try and do this. And I was just, you know, talking to my friend, I was like, I think I'm gonna try a couple steaks and see if I can just use the staking set for this one project. And then he was like, well, what about a hammer? You got a hammer, like a watchmaker hammer? I was like, no, I don't. But I think I'm just gonna use my, you know, my regular hammer. I mean, I'll just be really gentle with this staking set when I'm tapping. And then he's like, that's not a good idea. I would, you know, he gently let me know that I should really get a watchmaker hammer. And I was like, yeah. I was already thinking that. I was just like, okay, you're absolutely right. So I ordered that, and I ordered the cleaning products for it. And I was too excited to wait for these things to arrive. It was gonna take a little while for that hammer, because it was coming from a far ways away. In between ordering all these other pieces to get my staking set cleaned up so I can use my staking set to fix that balance wheel, like the stuff on the balance wheel, I decided to go back to the beginning where I first started on that original engine. So I decided, you know, I was gonna come back to it. I had learned some things. I had done some hairspring work. I might as well try. So that's what I did. It was a running watch that was running really bad. And when I had cleaned the pieces, the little impulse jewel had fallen off. And at the time that was just like way too big of an endeavor. So I had gotten another movement. And when I had taken that spare balance wheel out of that one, guess what was not on? The impulse jewel. It was just sitting down there at the bottom. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like what are the chances? And then this was a while ago, I mean like 6 months ago, me being so new to this, I was like, well, you know, it wasn't that expensive. I'm just gonna buy another one. It was like $15. I got another one, and that one had broken pivots. It was like a string of bad luck. So I ended up getting another one. Please don't judge me here. I was determined in to fix this thing. So I had gotten another one, and then that one was fine, but the hairspring was kind of messed up. And I took that hairspring off and I went to work on it, and it was pretty, like it was really bent out of flat in many different spots. I feel like I've done a lot of hairspring work for someone so new, and I wouldn't say that I'm super good at it, but I can get it all into round, but getting it into flat for some reason is really difficult for me. So I worked many hours on this little hairspring, and I got it looking okay, but not perfect, and I couldn't get this engine working again. Oh my god. I was so disappointed and upset. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna put this off to the side, and I'm gonna go back to that lady's watch for my sister. She's been having a hard time lately, and I wanted to do something to cheer her up. So I was like, okay, this hairspring, I'm gonna work on it. But first, I took apart the watch all over again and re-cleaned it and put it back together, because I was pretty sure that I had way over-oiled it the first time. So that took some time, put it all back together again, got it re-oiled and cleaned. So I started working on it, and then I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna check the balance, like I'm gonna check the staff. I need to make sure that it's okay, considering I've had so many problems with them so far. Well, I inspected it, and guess what? Broken pivots. Broken pivots! So I was just like, oh, well, it doesn't matter how much I try and adjust this little hairspring if I don't have, like if it's a broken staff, it's not gonna work anyways. At this time I had a staking set, but I was still waiting to be able to clean it. And so what did I do? I broke down and I ordered a new balance complete for it. It was cheap, and I, at this point, was so tired at Hairspring work, and I honestly just wanted to fix this watch for my sister so bad. So I felt like I was cheating maybe a little bit. I don't know why. Just in my own mind, like I want to learn how to fix all these little problems before I buy a whole, like something completely new. So I get it in, very fast shipping. This guy ships, and then, you know, I got it off eBay, and he ships, and it's here within like 2 or 3 days, like super fast, super fast. So I got it, and I was like, yes, I was so excited. I put that New Balance Complete in. I oiled underneath all these little jewels and everything. That took a while, and I put it on, and it was running. I mean, it was running. I was like, yeah, all right. I was getting pretty excited this time. But the beat air was really off. So I took it apart, and then I was just like, okay, I just gotta move the collet just a little bit. Start adjusting it so I can get that beat air better. And guys, I took my little screwdriver, and I was trying so delicately to scoot it. And I was talking to my husband about watches at the time, and I was, you know, just doing my thing under my microscope. And my screwdriver slipped. And it bent the hairspring so bad. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Here I am buying a whole New Balance Complete so I don't have to work on hairsprings. And what did I do? I had to work on this hairspring. So I stayed up till 1 o'clock that night trying to fix it. It's a small lady's watch. It's a really small one. So this hairspring is so fine and so delicate. And by 1 o'clock in the morning, I was like, okay, I have to give up. I have to be up in, 4.5 hours. So went to work, the evening came around, went back to work at this thing. Thought I got it looking pretty good, but it was out of flat. And oh my gosh, I don't know why I have such a hard time with out of flat, but I worked on it for a long time. And finally, I think I got it pretty close, except this one little part around the collet that was just slightly off, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was still working on it again. And I was so tired, and then I did this little adjustment, and then it messed up the hairspring, and then I kept trying to get it better, and I kept messing up more. Oh my gosh. It's like hard to think about because I was just so tired. I should have given up, but I was so determined to get this hairspring good again, but I was making it worse. So that's where I'm at. Like, I have so many projects that I'm working on, and I've been trying so hard and working so late on them. And it's one of those things where it's just like, oh my gosh, like, can I do this? And I tell my husband sometimes, I tell Devin, I'm like, I'm gonna give up. I guess, I tried my hand at watch repair, and it's not something I can do. And then I think about it, no, I'm not giving up. I'm just gonna keep going, I feel like in watch repair, you learn more from your mistakes. Okay, this kind of goes with anything in life. You learn from your mistakes more than you learn from doing something right. Well, especially in watch repair, because I feel like the little mistakes that you make are kind of devastating sometimes. Like, I knocked over a tray with all my watch parts with my elbow on accident one late night. And I was looking on the floor for so long, looking for all these tiny little screws that are so small that you can't even barely see. And, found them in the threads of my chair that I had already swept over 4 times and rubbed my hands across. I don't feel like I'm the only one with these problems in watch repair. I hope I'm not. I cannot believe that I took that screw and was trying to adjust that collet so delicately and slipped and ruined the whole thing. Like, it was bent so bad. I don't have any footage of it, but it was bent so bad. That's one of the things I love most about it is that it is challenging. It challenges you. Thank you for listening to me rant about my struggles as of recently and why I haven't gotten up a video in almost a month. It's not for lack of trying. You see all these people, all these experts doing their thing so easy, and then us newbies coming into it, we're thinking that it's easy, and it is not easy. Rewarding, sure. Easy, no. No, it's not. You know, a broken watch is broken for a reason, and there's a lot of little reasons why it could be broken. And a lot of times, you have no idea why. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're not new to my channel, if you could please hit the like button. It really, really helps me out a lot. This is the second hand, and I'm Katuri. And I'm not giving up.